Hey everyone, Antoine Fantoine here, internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is. And it's time for our monthly, bi-monthly, happens sometimes, vinyl update, where I go through some of the records that have recently made it into this collection right here, which you can see a huge video playlist for down in the description. Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these, and this vinyl update here isn't going to be, I guess, probably as in-depth as far as the music I'm talking about here, partially because my amp is broken right now, unfortunately, and as a result, I can't really listen to these records, but I still did get them, and I am familiar with at least some of them, or I'm just going to talk about, sort of the packaging and what I'm curious about with these records and what I'm sort of expecting and what I'm hoping to hear. So again, I apologize for that, but my birthday's coming up, so I think, I will either splurge or, I'll get together with a buddy and or maybe sort of drop some hints, just be like, hey, I need a whole amp. We'll see, but it'll get fixed soon. I'm not going to go too long without being able to play my records over here, guys. I'm not going to go too long, okay? I'm not just going to deprive myself my right to listen to my own records. But here we go. So I picked this one up recently, and hoping to have a lot of fun listening to this. It's a single, a Gigi Allen single, and it's called "It's Not the Money, It's the Mission." And it's got this sweet little picture of a little illustration of Gigi on the front. For some reason, he has like two hands, and one hand is coming out of the other. One arm is coming out of the main arm, and one has a knife and one has a microphone. And it says on the back that this is like a whole live performance or something. Gigi Allen and the Disappointments live at SUNY Purchase. In 1989. That must have been a fun show to be at. And we have Intro, the Outlaw Scumfuck song, which I love, Dope Money, Die When You Die, love that track, Abuse Myself, I Wanna Die, and Dead Flowers. So there's some good tracks on here, and is this, again, are these just cuts of the performance? Is this the whole thing? Thanks to it says, no thanks to the SUNY campus police, who probably didn't appreciate Gigi Allen's wonderful little stage show that he typically puts on. And it looks like, how did Gigi Allen and the Disappointments come to play at an art college in New York State? So there's like a whole story as to how this whole thing went down. So that'll be pretty interesting to read up on as I am giving a listen to this what is obviously a pretty short performance, I guess. So that'll be pretty interesting. So there you go, Gigi Allen, single right there, or 7-inch rather. It's not the money, it's the mission. The title probably alludes to maybe they went nuts and they didn't get paid or something. This next record I did get a chance to listen to, and I actually reviewed it recently too. It is the new Sects record, End Position. If you're looking for something noisy, intense, heavy, it's like some serious like noise samples, industrial rock, punk, and it's not super abstract or anything like that. I mean, it is experimental, it is odd, it is challenging, but it is very visceral record too. It's not some like weird art piece or anything like that, or some overly conceptual record. It does kick ass. It does take some names, and so here we go. It's just the front cover. Back cover over here, which I find to be pretty disturbing. The man depicted on the front sort of being comforted by this naked woman, Grim Reaper figure on the back. We have a lyric sheet on the record. We have a lyric sheet over here which came with the record, which I have not read too deeply into yet. And we have sort of more imagery from sort of the story being told here of this man on the front cover holding a gun, looking at his sleeping wife and baby, pretty messed up. And here we go. On the back, he's screaming, he's going to hell, 17 miles, ah! And actually, this thing came with a short story as well. It's like a 4-page short story. End Position, there's page 1, there's page 2, there's page 3, there's page 4. which I've read a quarter of, and it's pretty dark. So I'm planning on giving it another listen. You know, when I listen to this thing, that's when I realized my amp was busted, because it only plays out of one channel now, and the other channel's like kind of messed up. So right now I'm like kind of you know, listening on a lot of headphones and stuff. So here we go. It's kind of like a clear, somewhat milky, but you know, very much a clear pressing. And there we go. That is the whole package that the Flenser put together for this record. And also it comes with a download card and stuff like that. They'll probably shoot you some stickers as well if you order from them. So I mean, if you liked this record, it's not a bad package, guys. You know, it's like you definitely get a little bang for your buck. You know, I mean, it's not like a gatefold or anything. Not that gatefolds are the gold standard, but you know, you get like this book, you get this short story, you get the lyric sheet. You know, it's a colored pressing. It's not just the standard black vinyl. So you know, definitely scope that vinyl package if you get the chance to and you enjoyed that Street Sects album. I am literally opening this album right now on camera. I'm literally opening it right now. Something that I probably would have done before, but again, amp broken. Have not played this yet, but we have Regina Spektor's new record, Remember Us to Life. So it's a gatefold. I'm going to be opening it for the first time with you guys. Wow, Regina, you look beautiful. You look beautiful in this dress. You're like the reverse of Little Red Riding Hood with the black coat, and there's the roses, and you're looking up at the sky, and you're in the snow. You're like a beautiful flower, girl. You're like looking so lovely and elegant and dramatic So there you go. That's a nice image for the front there. She's looking wonderful. And it's a double LP too. Here we have, oh, cool, a lyric sheet. I do like the lyrics on this record, although, you know, they're kind of you know, easy to read, easy to just listen to and sort of tell what's going on. But, you know, additional lyric sheet is nice. What is going on here? What? Huh? This is like some kind of weird, like, Photoshop of Regina Spektor looking like a caterpillar or something. Regina, what are you doing? So much less elegant than the gatefold over here. Wow. Stunning. Beautiful. Gorgeous. My heart is taken. And over here you're a caterpillar, or maybe this is sort of, you know, this is just, you know, this is her final form is what I'm saying. She evolves into this, you know. Over here she's just the very hungry caterpillar, I guess. Doesn't seem like there's anything too flashy about the record itself. You know, nice labeling, you know, the big fat title over there. The record looks great. I trust that it will sound good as well. If it doesn't, you guys will be hearing from my lawyer, okay? He'll send you a letter, and he'll say, Anthony Fantano is unhappy with his pressing of your album. And what I'm really happy about with this record is that it comes with the bonus tracks, and I thought the bonus tracks to the album were super, super good. You know, just as good as the tracks from the album itself. Which is typically not the case. So I was actually pretty hyped about that. So Regina Spektor, Remember Us to Life, nice gatefold package. Shout out to Regina Spektor. Follow me back on Twitter, yo. All right, this next handful of records comes from a record show that I went to recently. Not usually, you know, sort of where I go to pick up records. Although I don't know why I did this. There were a couple records that were like new at the record show that I didn't have yet, that I was just like, hey, I should probably have those because I really like these records, and I'm not seeing like older copies of them sitting around, or if I were to see older copies of them sitting around, they would probably charge me like $60 or $70 for them. And that's the thing, you know, going to a record show, you're probably going to see a lot of amazing albums that you really want, but they're like original pressings, so, you know, you're going to pay like $60, $70, $80 for some of that stuff. But one of these records I picked up was GI from the Germs, one of the best hardcore punk bands, in my opinion, although they were short-lived. These are some really dirty, wild punk recordings. Definitely check these guys out if you have not heard of the Germs and you consider yourself to be a fan of punk music. And what I also saw on the label here that I was pretty excited about was that, ooh, we have a, oh, wow! Wow! That is a cool blue splatter. I knew it was going to be blue, but I was like, what? That looks awesome. Holy shit. That looks cool. What? What? That is some art. What? That is some good looking blue splatter vinyl. What? What? Doesn't seem to be a download card or anything like that, but I already own a digital copy of this record, so, but I'm yet to own it on vinyl after all these years, so great. Germs. GI, great. Great. Also, may I say, these guys started the to be continued yes roundabout meme before anybody else did, okay? So, you know, they're almost the originators of it. We have the New York Dolls. Amazing proto-punk band, okay? Please listen to these guys. Again, classic band, you know, predated the whole punk thing. Obviously hugely influenced by the whole glam movement. Obviously, you know, gender bending over here. Obviously cross-dressing, you know, that was like their whole thing. But, you know, just like some really good, crazy, catchy rock and roll on this record. Personality Crisis, amazing song. Looking for a Kiss, amazing song. And Pills, amazing song. If you had to try 3 tracks off of this record, I recommend those 3. You know, really forward-thinking rock record. You know, again, precursor to punk music. This is just kind of like a single, you know, sleeve record over here. I'm not expecting too much other than, you know, this type of music that came out in this time. You want to hear it on vinyl. Vinyl is its final form. Vinyl is, you know, the format it was originally intended to be on. So I'm pretty excited to give a listen to this record. Nothing too flashy about the album, but it does feel heavy. It is like a heavy pressing. You know, it's not like too thin or anything like that. So, you know, it's got some nice good weight to it. So I'm looking forward to that sounding real nice. So moving on from the New York Dolls over here, shout out to the New York Dolls. Here are some, you know, other albums that I grabbed that were not pre-sealed, not brand new records. This is, and I'm looking forward to listening to this. And again, I ain't broken. Can't say too much about these records over here other than what I've heard of them online, since I don't own them yet and I've just owned them now. The Fugs' first album, some crazy, freaky New York experimental folk, precursor to punk, precursor to folk punk on this thing. They ended up, I think, retitling this. I don't know if this is the retitle or if they ended up retitling it to the really long, crazy title that I know their first album has now when I go look it up online. And it says recorded in April and July of 1965. 1965, guys. But what's so funny is that if you look at this cover, they look like hipsters from 2016. So not much has changed. Not much has changed, guys. Not much has changed. They really do. They really fucking do. So, you know, but whatever. This as well has a really heavy pressing to it. The sleeve is a little beat up, but the record itself is in amazingly pristine and clean condition. Oh my God, it's nice. This thing is older than me, and it's holding up way better, guys. I look like trash, and you know, I'm only 22. I'm only 22, guys, and I look like total trash. Meanwhile, this is pushing what? 60, 50? I can't count. I could count when I was younger, when I was less messed up. But nowadays, forget about it. I'm a wreck. And it was just $15. So what are you going to do? This is nice. That was nice. Ugh. So there you go. First Fugs album. Pretty happy with that. Deep Purple, Machine Head. Looking forward to giving this thing a listen. Looking forward to giving this classic a bit more personal time. Yeah, again, I can't really say too much about the album itself because I have not experienced this vinyl copy, but you know, it's in good condition. We got a nice gatefold over here. Pretty psyched to give this thing a shot. Looks like I'm not like deriving any sort of additional information from the sleeve over here that I could rally over to you, but you know, Warner Brothers Records, nice little label over here, and you know, pretty standard weight So, you know, nothing too crazy going on. You know, you could see just like a little bit of like discoloration from the age of the record on the inner sleeve, and you know, which is totally fine. But it's just funny that you know, that is like really in a lot of ways this album's only sign of wear, because a lot of it is just like, you know, it's just been taken so well care of. So, you know, and that's another thing. It's like if you go to a record show, you're going to run into some booths, you're going to run into some people who, you know, you're going to find some older pressings, you're going to find some older records, you know, you're going to find those albums that they're like, hey man, it's $60, $50. Some of them will, you know, give you a bargain and sort of, you know, drop the price down a little bit. They'll haggle. But a lot of those guys, they take good care of their shit, you know, so it's, and you know, you could check it right in front of them. So, you know, with permission, of course. So, you know, you do get what you pay for a lot of the time. This is a Dylan record I'm yet to add to my collection, so I was so happy I found it for a good price so that I could, you know, sort of complete those classic years. We have Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks. And again, not too much to say. Columbia Records, nice little back there. Ooh, like blood red sleeve. Very dramatic, Bobby. Very dramatic. Sort of that standard red, that beautiful standard red Columbia label. Record is clean as hell. It's almost it's so shiny I could see myself in it. I could just like groom myself in this record, and I wouldn't miss a spot shaving or cutting my hair. So beautiful, gorgeous, happy that's in my collection. Go Bob Dylan, go. You're the man, man. You're the man. Pop that in there. Come on, baby, pop it, pop it. These next two are records that I've been meaning to add to my collection as well. I have, I think their first record, and I have Fear of Music. So now I've got Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues, and I've got more songs about buildings and food. Got these for like, you know, they like took $10 off my price because I bought both of them together. So I'm finally happy to have these two Talking Heads records too. So now it's like all those amazing classic Talking Heads albums. I have them. I have them. And oh my God, you know what? I was so excited. Okay, it's good. It's great. Get off it, hair. There's a hair on it. There's a hair on it. Yes, it's great. I was so excited to get these. I saw it and I was like, and I didn't even open the record up to check it. And it's just like dawning on me now. Don't do what Anthony does, guys. Don't do what Anthony does. He's messed up. He's barely got his life together. I didn't even check the record. I was so excited. I saw these two albums together and they were for a decent price. And the guy took $10 off. He was a nice man. And I think he might have had like a $60 copy of a Raincoats record that I really wanted. And I said, hey, if I had extra money, I'd get that. And he says, I take credit. And I said, I have a certain amount of money in my pocket for a reason, sir. You know that. And he said, yes, I do understand. That's how all of this started. This is all my records. That's how all of this started. So dodged a bullet there. No, I'm kidding. You know, it's probably what I'll end up doing when I'm old. And you guys decide not to watch me anymore. Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues, Sire Records. Seems like there's a couple fingerprints on it, but nothing that I can't like, you know, rub out pretty easily. Nothing that I can't like buff out pretty easily. Yep, great condition. Just a few fingerprints. Buff those out real quick, and this thing will be playing like new. So yeah, the sleeve itself is a little worn as well, but cannot complain. Considering that now my little Talking Heads completion, for me anyway, you know, I know that they have come out with other records, but you know, I'm satisfied. You know, I got all the studio albums that I wanted, you know, to its completion to me. So that's going to be that, guys. That is going to be that. These are the records that I wanted to talk about in this vinyl update. If you have not heard of any of these bands, please check them out. Please go listen to them. Please check out these records. You know, I recommend all of these albums as like good starting points for any of these bands. If it's good enough for me to want to own, it's certainly good enough for you guys to want to own. Yeah, that's it, everybody. So we're going to leave it at that. Again, more vinyl videos down there in the description. And you're the best. Forever. No, not forever. Tran